Moving out for the first time is a big step for any young adult. After months of long commutes and late nights, a young professional earning 2,800 ringgit a month finally decides it's time to move out and live closer to the workplace. But moving out isn't just about finding a place. It's about learning how to balance independence with financial responsibility. On this journey, there are conversations with a landlord, advice from a parent, and guidance from a financial advisor. This is the story of a step toward independent living.
One evening at home, the idea of moving out finally comes up in conversation.
Mom, I've been thinking about moving out. The commute is so long and I want to live closer to the office.
I understand, but renting means more than just paying monthly rent. You will have deposits, utility, groceries, and transport to think about. Have you checked any apartment yet?
Not yet, but I found the landlord's number online, so I will call and ask about the details first.
Good idea. Once you know the cost, let's discuss whether it's practical. You don't want to spend beyond your means.
Later, the young professional reached out the landlord to learn more about the available units. After learning about the cost, the client turns to a parent for advice, hoping for some guidance before making a decision.
Mom, I just spoke to the landlord. So the studio is 900 ringgit, while a sharing 2-bedroom will cost me 500 and a room rental is 600. So what do you think?
Honestly, the studio sounds nice, but 900 ringgit is nearly a third of your salary. You will struggle to save if you go with that. The shared apartment at 500 is cheaper, though you will need to live with someone. As for the room rental at 600, it's not too bad, but you will still be paying more than sharing and you won't have as much space. If you ask me, starting with a shared place is the safer choice.
That makes sense. I will confirm with the financial advisor first before I decide which apartment that I want.
To make sure there is no mistake regarding the decision, the client meets with a financial advisor online to weigh the numbers against real-life budgeting rules.
Hi, thanks for meeting me online. So I just want to get some advice before I decide where to move. So I earn 2,800 a month and the landlord gave me 3 options, which a studio for 900 ringgit, a 2-bedroom for 1,000 or 500 if I share it with other person, and a room rental for 600. I'm not sure which one makes the most sense for me.
Hi there, no problem. It's smart that you're asking before committing. Let's look at this using the 30% rule, which says your rent shouldn't be more than 30% of your income. For your salary, that's around 840 or less.
Okay, so how do my options compare to that?
Well, the studio at 900 ringgit is about 32% of your income, slightly over the limit, which could make it tight for savings and other expenses. The 2-bedroom on your own at 1,000 ringgit would be 36%, definitely too high. But if you share it at 500 ringgit, that's just 80%, which is very manageable. The room rental at 600 is around 21%, also within a safe range.
So basically, the shared 2-bedroom or the room rental are the safer choice financially for me.
Exactly, both keep you well under 30% threshold. Between the two, the shared 2-bedroom at 500 ringgit gives you more space for less money, though it does mean living with a housemate. The room rental at 600 is still reasonable if you prefer a bit more privacy.
That makes sense. So I think I'd rather save more each month. So the shared 2-bedroom sounds like the safer and better option for me.
That's a solid decision. It keeps your budget healthy and leaves room for savings or unexpected expenses.
See, I told you the studio will be too much. Better to start with the share option until you are financially stronger.
After careful thought and with advice from both family and a professional, the choice becomes clear.
In the end, the client chose the 2-bedroom shared apartment. It wasn't the flashiest option, but it was the smartest. 500 ringgit rent kept her budget healthy and left space for savings. By weighing her options carefully, listening to advice, and applying financial planning, she realized that independence doesn't mean overspending. It means making choices that allow her to grow, save, and build a stable future. Her story shows that with the right planning, moving out for the first time can be both exciting and sustainable. Her decision wasn't just about rent, it was about responsibility. This roleplay reminds us that financial independence is not about spending freely, but planning wisely.
In comparing the 3 apartments, each option came with its own strengths and trade-offs. With a monthly income of 2,800 ringgit, every choice had a different impact on the budget. The studio apartment at 900 ringgit a month offered privacy and convenience, but it consumed 32% of income and required a heavy upfront payment of 3,150 ringgit. After adding other expenses, it left almost no room for savings. Independence came at a steep cost. The room rental at 900 ringgit per month was more affordable, but the upfront payment was still 2,100 ringgit. At 21% of income, it was manageable, yet the limited space and lack of privacy made it less attractive for long-term living. The 2-bedroom shared apartment stood out as the most balanced choice. At 500 ringgit per person, the rent was just 18% of income, well below the 30% guideline. The upfront payment of 1,750 ringgit was also the lowest compared to the other options. Most importantly, it left about 400 ringgit every month for savings, groceries, or emergencies, providing both comfort and financial security. This comparison shows how important budgeting is when making real-life decisions. Moving out is not just about finding a place to stay. It's about planning for deposits, hidden costs, and long-term financial health. By weighing all 3 options, it became clear that the 2-bedroom shared unit was the most sustainable choice. In the end, this story proves a simple truth, which is independence doesn't mean overspending. With the right financial planning, moving out for the first time can be a smart step toward both freedom and stability.